Ooh. Will this chat actually work?
It will. Hello, everyone, and this is Alicia, or known as AVP, and tonight I am joined by two of my friends, Jack Beers and Johnny A. Reed. So thank you, fellas, for coming out tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're so welcome. So we're going to be watching two wonderful Orville episodes, episode Krill and Majority Rule. So I know John is a huge Krill fan. What about you, Jack? Are you a Krill fan? Are you a space vampire fan?
I like the idea of the Krill. They remind me of the Klingons so much. Yeah, I love the makeup, like just the design of it. It just feels
Seems
like
a lot goes into it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. They put a lot of effort into it.
Detail. There's so much detail. Very detailed.
I don't know about the eyes. Are they all CGI, or did they like contact that? That would be that'd be a good question.
You know what? That's a very good question.
I think they're contacts, but
they might be contacts.
I would suspect they're contacts.
I would suspect so too. But the makeup is so detailed. The way they do this, it's like it's insane how detailed they get. Hello, LDG. Good to see you. So I myself was a little bit skeptical when we first heard about the Krill. I'm thinking, what the heck is a Krill? And then when I saw them, I kept thinking Borg. I was thinking Klingons. I'm thinking, what are these Krill exactly? Because we saw them briefly in the pilot episode, Old Wounds. But we really don't know what they are. We do know that Ed must have some OCD or something like that, because he says, could you move 2 steps to the right? You're really out of frame.
I love their interactions at all times.
He really was out of frame.
He really was. He was
all the way over.
Like even I noticed that. And then when he pointed it out itself, I was like, oh my god, that's ridiculous.
That was real relatable, from viewer to the OCD there was just
so many ways, because my early YouTube videos, I was very oddly out of frame, so I can sort of relate to that. It's like, oh my god, what was I thinking? But yes, the Krill.
Yeah, I got a real Riemann feel out of them at first. Like, I don't know if you guys.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah,
that
like
makes sense.
I got a real Riemann feel, but also kind of like a Jem'Hadar-ish. You know what I mean? As far as like the skin, like all the detail that went under the Jem'Hadar, like the horn stuff and whatnot. But
definitely,
well, they also have the horn stubs, but they're not like bone.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm curious, Johnny, why are you so into the Krill? I mean, I know they're your favorite go-to people, and you mention them often. Why are they your go-to?
All the time? I honestly, I don't know one specific thing that kind of like triggered me with them, but honestly it was the whole storyline. I mean, when we get into season 2 and the whole time you're like, every time the Krill show up, they're screwing something up. They were just such an easy people. It was just like you knew what you were going to get every time they showed up. And then there was just like weird signs started popping up that, well, wait a minute, maybe they're not so crazy after all when compared to the Kalon. So it's like, okay, well, now we need some military help. And when they showed up, I mean, that's hands down my favorite point.
I love
Let's wash your mouth out with some Gordon.
That was some Gordon.
Yeah, like, I mean, I know the space battle was there. You know, like the whole space battle was epic. Don't get me wrong, but I mean that one moment when they're like, you know, more ships entering the system, more Kalon, no Krill, and the music totally shifts tone, and that I was in it. I was up out of my seat, like yes.
I remember seeing that, and I was just like, I was watching it here in this room, and I'm just on the edge of my like, what are they going to get out? Are they going to get out? And I was just like,
absolutely.
And then when they finally get out, I was like, yes.
Yeah, Gordon's piloting skills of, you know,
hugging the donkey pit. Awesome. Yes,
everything about, you know, obviously the show, but the Krill in particular are really, I don't know, they're fascinating because they're just so like one-sided. You know what I mean? They have no, but now we're starting to see, okay, now they want to talk. Now that there's a bigger foe, you know, a bigger fish in the pond per se. Now it's like the shark wants to have a conversation with you. And it's like, okay, well, maybe we can make this work. But then they dove into the whole like romantic development between Ed and Talea. And that really got me too. And I'm like, okay, I could see a lot of doors being thrown open here for additional storyline. So I think they're, you know, like we saw
I'm
from
sure she'll
season
be back
1
for season 3 too.
Oh, I hope so. Oh, I really hope so. That would be awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely.
But after how season 2 left off, I don't even know what they might throw at us. That's the great part, because I thought I had it figured out in season 1. You know, the Krill are the bad guy. You know, they're going to be the evil of the series. But that whole dynamic shifted with just a couple episodes into season 2.
Those identity episodes were excellent.
Oh
yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And this one just gives us a little foretaste about what's to come with the Krill, because we're just finding out about their little Bible, and then we're finding out about Avis, and we've done a lot of teasers over the years. Who is Avis? What does Avis look like? And in the book, The World of Orville, we see what Avis looks like. But if we ever get to see Avis on the big screen with the rest of the other Krill, we don't know.
I don't know. Maybe in a simulation or something like that. You know, we could.
Maybe
we'll take a walk down like a Krill religious archive, and they'll have some like.
Oh yes,
he looked like a giant, didn't he?
That's true, or maybe kind of like the way they did with Liam Nielsen's character in the episode where they had that recording, and then they play the recording, and we see David saying, "All Krill unite!" I get the idea that he's more like mythological than he is like real, but if he turned out to be a real person, see that's right. That would be so crazy.
Well could happen.
He has this squeaky little voice saying, "Hi, I'm Avis. Like, wait a minute.
And somehow that spawned like an entire like species of just like real xenophobic
life, yes.
warriors, you know what I mean? Like, we will conquer all.
Yes. I like that, but yes, we don't know. I mean,
I don't know if I could hit that frequency ever, you know?
It's a special gift. I can do Gizmo too.
Oh my Lord! Good Lord Almighty! Yeah, I don't think I've hit those registers since like high school. I mean, as you can tell, like my voice is obviously a smoker's voice. You know what I mean? So,
right.
But yeah, I could never. No, I wouldn't even try. It would just be embarrassing at this point.
It's all good, Johnny. It's all good. But no, I mean the Krill. Like I said, we get a little foretaste of them, and I don't think we even get to Leia in this episode, if I remember correctly. We get her brother, but we don't realize that that's her brother.
Well, now wait a second. Isn't it the one what we're watching Krill, right?
Sorry.
Where they infiltrate
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, she is.
Yeah, so we're going to see her with all the kids and whatnot in the classroom.
That's right.
This is their first meeting, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, and all those school kids. So let me ask you before we kick things off: what would your Krill name be?
Oh, I already made it. It's Delos. It's Daehlos. See, okay. And like that we'll talk about that part, I'm sure, as it comes up. But the whole name thing, I get the humor in it, but I was like, oh come on, you didn't think of names? Names?
So, Jack, what name would you pick for a Krill name for you?
I'm trying to find a nice exotic sounding.
Yes.
I almost said M'Baku, and then I was like, no, wait, he exists somewhere else. So I'll have to think of that one. I'll have to
That's
figure
true.
it out.
I would too.
Star Snores Pizza. Yeah.
Right, pizza.
So you got like saying, I got a sore throat kind of thing. It's like look at a medication. Yes. Oh, what would my Krill name be? I don't know. Maybe Woodtheria Barry Urker.
Wow. How would that be? I don't even want to know how that'd be spelled. Wetheria. Wethy. Or you could do I or Y there, I guess.
That's true. So basically, what I did, in case you folks were wondering, I combined Seth Woodbury McFarlane's middle name, Woodbury, with my middle name and my last name.
Somebody's an Orville fan or a Seth MacFarlane fan.
Yes, guilty. Everybody knows that I am, but yeah.
Yes. He's
Everybody
got a dedicated fan base, that is for sure. Like he's got a huge, large fan base.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would be like
he's earned it.
Let me see.
That
I
is
think
true.
I would spell it WODTHERAE. Let's see, BURYER. So yeah.
Then we got to get into what would you call your ship, No.
Ooh, yeah, you definitely. But I think it's kind of crazy that there's so many spoofs out there. I don't know if either one of you have seen it, but they always say history will forever remember the name, and they don't say Avis. They say Enterprise.
I haven't heard that one.
Yes, I think Jack may have seen it, but they always.
I've seen it. Yeah.
They do it a lot of times on Twitter. I'm like, oh no, that's so bad. Leave it alone. We don't okay, we get it. You don't like Enterprise, the one that shall not be named. But
I like that. I like the theme song now, but at first I was like, wait, what? Like this is the same song?
I didn't like it at first, but it did grow on me.
Like I feel like we should be seeing office scenes or some 90s
there's a soap opera kind of song.
Sitcom or something like Freaks and Geeks or something's getting ready to start up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like the show Passions back in the day. They say, "Oh, you are my passions for life," but I thought that was like, what is this? When I'm hearing Enterprise, I'm like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, other than the ending, I liked Enterprise, but the whole
it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
Had some weird episodes. Had a few weird episodes, but it was good.
The holodeck Riker on the holodeck. I'm like, wait,
that was dumb.
That's how you're gonna leave it? No,
that was very strange. Yeah, it was very strange indeed.
Yeah, they kind of took away their season finale there, or series finale.
Yeah,
made it a TNG episode.
Yeah, it could have been all you wanted it to be. That was a crazy ride from start to finish. At first, I realized
so much potential, but yeah, they said a lot of people have gotten into the theme song since this pandemic. People are starting to like it now, and I'm like,
oh, it's awesome! I'm into it. I'm into it.
I mean, I always did like Enterprise because I'm a Star Trek fan and stuff. But then when I found out, because my mom says, you know what, I don't like the show, but I like the theme song.
Wow.
I can respect that, Mom.
I could have watched at least one more season of Scott Bakula.
Yes,
as Captain Archer.
Absolutely.
That's what I really like. I thought he did a really good job for what he was given.
Mm-hmm.
I was a Porthos fan too, so because I'm a dog.
Oh yeah, Porthos all the way.
Porthos for sure.
No cheese. Maybe just a little bit of cheese.
Maybe just a little bit of cheese.
But don't put the Tucker. What was it? Hold on, it'll come to me in a second. What was her name? T'Pol.
T'Pol.
They need to stop that T'Pol Tucker love story bit. I was like, look, I understand they've got some chemistry together, but do you have to put those two together in every single scene together?
it was the beginning. I think the first time they hinted at it was when they were in the decontamination. They started rubbing
Oh
the
my God!
rubbing the
Yes.
stuff on it. And I'm like, oh, I see where this is going.
Gotta sell the series, right?
That one
Way to
went
go.
south so
You know?
fast, yes, and it spelled the word sex practically. The whole episode says sex.
Yeah,
sex.
it's like
All these people got
it's like
sexy bodies.
okay, just
Know it. We get
here
it.
you go, like throw it in your face, Yeah, no, I
This-
mean, to be honest, I only like recently actually watched Enterprise because of one of my
Okay.
Twitter followers actually pointed it out. He's like, "Oh, you've got to watch it." And I just never had.
Mhm.
So like, I finally sat down and I've only actually watched it like once, and I'd say like a half, because I went back and started rewatching it mainly because like the Vulcans kind of made me mad at the start. I was like, wait a minute,
Oh,
you guys
yeah,
are kind of being
Oh, yeah.
jerks right now.
Yeah, they
Like,
did.
You are not who you are, like later on down the line. But right now, you're kind of being a bunch of jerks here. Can
Yeah, you're being a bunch
we
of
do our
a-holes.
thing? You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're here to help. I get it, but just give me a little breathing room here. Okay, let us do our
Yeah.
thing.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, they were withholding technology from them. That's what Archer was originally upset about, was that his father never lived to see his Warp 5 engine fly.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I was angry right along with him. Yeah, it was the first time I was ever mad at the Vulcans. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
what's going on here?
exactly. It was kind
Why
of
am I
it was
this
messed
mad?
up. It was
Like-
messed up. It's like you trusted them in First Contact.
Right. Right. Like, yeah, well, that's the image I had in my head. You know what I mean?
Right.
At First
Yes.
Contact. And then, you got TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, all the other series. But then, like, they went way back, you know what I mean? And it was like, okay, it's
Yeah,
after First
Even
Contact.
before
But
the
here's what
TOS
they
stuff,
did.
yes.
Like, here's the bureaucratic era in between where,
Right. I did like that they eventually got rid of that government and then replaced it with, what it would be
right.
Mhm.
afterwards. So, and
It was
after
just an
that,
interesting dynamic
Yeah.
for me.
it was that the other aspect of that was that when that Vulcan Earth consulate exploded, it was that bomb, and the admiral sacrificed himself to save.
Okay, I
what's
think
his
I know
name?
what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I think I
Like I
remember
said,
that.
I've only watched it like once, really, all the
Yeah.
way through. So
I've seen
Yeah.
enough where it's starting to come back because after a while it just all blurred together after a while. And
we
then I
should
have to
do
remind
that. We
myself,
should
Yeah.
do it.
you know
should do an
what? Our
Enterprise
series
rewatch one
creator
day.
Seth MacFarlane was on there, and I had to go like, oh yeah, that's right, he was on there.
That was another reason. Like they were like, dude, he's in there. I'm like, no way. And they're like, yeah, way.
I didn't even know. I was just watching it in one year, and then I know he was there. He was already on Family Guy, and so I knew him from there. And all of a sudden, I see like Seth MacFarlane as a crewman on Enterprise, like taking orders for Jonathan Archer. I was like, okay, I guess he
Like,
pulled
wait a
some
minute.
strings.
Wait a minute, who is this guy? And then you're like, oh, that's Brian. That's the actual
Yes.
voice of Brian. That's what he looks like. Oh, head scratcher. But yes, tonight's episodes are Krill and Majority Rule, episodes 6 and 7 in our Orville series. I'm like, oh my word, it's like so much happens in this first season. It's like it's crazy.
A lot of good setup.
It does. A lot of character development, a lot of background.
Mm-hmm. It is. I mean, if you guys are interested in following us over to Twitch, my Twitch name is A as in Apple, V as in Victor, P as in Paul, 60685. We'll be going over there to avoid copyright because YouTube, no, they're saying, nope, you don't
Right.
own that. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to outsmart the system. So if you guys are interested, you can join Jack and Johnny and me, and we'll be over on Twitch watching these 2 episodes. If not, we'll meet you back here at YouTube, and we will be discussing our final thoughts on the episode. So we look forward to seeing you either on Twitch or back here on YouTube. Thank you so much for coming out, guys. Alrighty, so let me take that one off.
Do I need to do anything?
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
Awesome.
You are fine.
Like I said, I'm new at these things, and every one of the interfaces is different too. So you got the beers, yeah. He's got it going on. I got the Red Bull over here. The anxiety.
Yeah, I got.
I'm
I'm washing it down with some Mountain Dew, but yeah, I got some beer too.
nice.
I had some Pepsi earlier because I had ordered it